Look at him. Just another poor kid gone down the wrong path. It's a shame.
They're not good kids. They're all scum to me. They're either getting into drugs or pulling stuff like this.
You know, we all make mistakes, and I think we should just get in there and question him, see what this was all about. Just doesn't make sense.
Whatever. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Detective Reed.
I'm Detective Morgan.
So, Hank, right? Why don't you tell us about how you got into this whole issue?
Works better if you talk, you know.
You know, talk if you want, or don't, but this is the deal that we set up with your lawyers. If you don't talk, you're looking at a life sentence without parole. You talk now, and we can shorten that sentence.
A life sentence?
Yep.
I didn't even do anything.
We better start talking.
Because it sure looks like you did.
I think you guys just misunderstood. Like, I didn't do anything.
So, were you always in school, or did you have a job, work at all?
I mean, I had simple jobs like mowing the lawn and babysitting, but like I could never really hold a actual job. Like, I can't really get a job. I'm only 16.
So all the money that you have was legitimate? You didn't get it from selling drugs or anything like that?
No, of course not. I would never stoop that low.
You robbed a bank. That's pretty low.
Okay, like, do you want my story or not here?
Yeah, excuse him. He's always mad. Get back to the bank. Tell us about how that started.
Well, a few days before this all happened, I was at school like normal, but I guess that's where it all just kind of started. It just seemed like the universe was against me, you know? The worst things started happening to me. I failed a huge test that I had. My friends stopped talking to me. I got yelled at in front of the class. And just a ton of bad things started happening. I was so sick of it, and just school in general.
Has school always been difficult for you?
No, I mean, more recently it has, but I've always been a pretty good student.
Your GPA is a 1.4, Hank. Define good to me.
Well, you do know school is different now than it was back in the 50s.
You do realize that you being in prison for the rest of your life does not affect my life one bit. If you go to jail, there'll be one less punk out there on the streets robbing banks and messing with my city.
Okay, you know what? Why don't you just charge me and get on with your life? Stop interrogating me.
Okay, let's settle down here. We do want to hear your story and understand what happened, so please just continue.
Okay, so a few days ago, like after I failed my test, everything just felt hopeless, you know? And it wasn't even like my mom was there to help or anything.
So life with your mom, what's that like? What does she do for a living?
Well, she's always in and out of jobs. She just lost her most recent job at the diner when I failed my test, so it was pretty hard. And when my mom doesn't have a job, like, she just sleeps and watches TV and stays home all day and like just goes out at night and just same thing over and over and over again. When she's asleep, she's always like asleep when I get home from school and stuff, so I'm always alone.
So, Keisha, correct?
Yeah.
Tell us about your son, Hank.
So Hank is like a golden child to me, you know? He tries really hard in school. I just got an email the other day from his art teacher that he is just like excelling, you know, like doing really, really well. And, you know, I'm just like really, really proud of that kid. And you know, it's really hard because right now it's only me around the house. He doesn't have that father figure in his life. And, you know, I try to be both for him and give him that nurturing that he needs.
You do realize that your son robbed a bank and is flunking half of his classes, right?
He's flunking half of his classes?
Did you miss the whole he robbed a bank thing?
Okay, don't insult my son like that. You know, nobody's perfect, okay?
Okay, let's just get back to the questions here. Can you give us a little bit of background on your life? Like, are you currently employed?
Well, right now I'm not employed. I'm in the process of getting a new job. You know, it's really tough around our house with me being the only person, you know, bringing in the money. And I just think that what you guys are saying about my son is definitely not okay. And I would like to leave now.
Ma'am, we're just stating the cold hard facts here.
We're not holding you here though, so you can go if you'd like.
So what you're telling us is money was tight around the house, which led you to rob a bank.
Well, yeah, like my mom's always just in and out of jobs, like so there's never food in the house, unless you count like ketchup packets and stale bread. And I like check her wallet, she has like $7, and I have like $12 in my closet, but that's just not enough to like pay rent and utility bills and stuff. Like we have to get by somehow.
So why didn't you tell anyone about this tough living situation? Do you have an adult in your life that you could talk to about it, like a teacher or a sports coach?
No, I don't really have anyone. I was just like walking to clear my head, and there's like a ATM.
Susan, can you bring in the next customer, please? Hi, what can I help you today?
I don't know.
So, you want to set up a credit card with us?
Maybe.
Alright, well, I can explain those credit cards that we have. We have the Platinum credit card, which is this one, or the base credit card, this one. The Platinum, you're going to have lots of benefits. You're going to have birthday rewards, gas rewards, flight benefits, and there's a long forgiveness period. It's going to be more expensive at first, but it's really a great option to choose. The base credit card, really, it's going to be cheaper, but you're really not going to get any benefits. And the interest is very small. So what card would you like to choose?
I guess the platinum.
Okay, great. I'm just going to get you the system. And can I get your name, please?
So you guys got your safe back here?
Yeah, I mean, this is where we keep the cash, but that's not
Like
my
all your cash?
That's not the question, sir. Can I have your name, please?
I hate you. Just give me all your money.
No, I can't do that.
Give me your. I need all your money. Open your safe right now.
So Harold, we understand that you are the manager of the bank and you were working on the day that the bank got robbed at the front desk. Please just tell us everything that you saw. We understand that you also got injured, so please tell us about that.
Yeah, so I was working the front desk, as I usually do. I was the only one up there at that time. There was only one other woman in the front of the bank at that time that he came in. He walked in, didn't seem too shady. I didn't take much notice of him. And then he walks up to me and demands the money. Obviously, I tell him no and to get out before I call the cops on him. And then he turns around to the rest of the bank and to get down on their hands and knees with a gun in his pocket, pulls out the gun, and then he turns around and whacks me with the gun, I think, and I just knock out, and all of a sudden I wake up and I'm in the hospital.
Wow. Thank you, Harold, for sharing your story.
Yeah.
So if it's all right, we'll just ask you some clarifying questions. Around what time did this bank robbery occur?
It was around 3:45, I think, p.m.
Makes sense because that was after school.
And what was the kid wearing?
He was wearing a sweatshirt, hood over his head, and kind of dark pants at him.
Did you visibly see a gun, or did you just assume that was in his pocket?
I'm pretty sure it was a gun. There was something, his hand was in his pocket, and he hit me with something hard. I assumed it was a gun.
And how much money did he take?
I don't really know. I just got out of the hospital. I think probably around $1,000.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us, let us know, to help us in this investigation?
I just want this kid in jail. He should not be robbing banks, and if you let this kid just run out on the streets, I mean, what else is he gonna do? Like attack the police officers? I mean, rob restaurants? We don't know.
I totally agree with you, man. Like, what a stupid kid, honestly.
Okay, that's all we need from you, Harold. Thank you. You may leave now.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, you were at the bank the day that the robbery took place?
Yes, I was.
And would you like to tell us your side of the event as a witness?
I would.
Okay, so how did it all start?
So I was at the bank, just there depositing my check. I left my kid in the car, and then this man comes in, and goes up to the bank teller demanding money from him, And, you know, I was scared, and then he turned around and was like, everyone get down, this is a bank robbery. So I got down, and I feared for my kid's life in the car. Like, I didn't know if he was going to go out, like, start shooting a gun. But then when the bank teller started resisting, I saw him whip out what looked like a sock. And it was, like, filled with something. Like, I was just a little confused, like, who brings a sock to a robbery, but I don't know. That's all I saw, and then he left.
Did you see him hit the bank teller over the head?
Yes, with the sock.
So, can you describe what the robber looked like? Maybe what he was wearing, his age approximately?
I don't know. I think they were younger. They were wearing like a bandana or something, but so I couldn't exactly see the face, but they looked definitely younger. Definitely a little teenage boy.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Anything else you'd like to add?
I would just like to figure out what that sock was.
We will
Us
do our
too.
best.
Okay.
Can you describe the sock?
Wool,
Wool. Wool.
white,
White.
and it was like filled with something.
Okay. Okay. We'll do our best on that.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so we need you to give us a specific timeline of events from the moment you leave the bank with the money to when you get home and have the money. How do you go through that?
Right, so I got the money. I ran out of the building. No one seemed to notice or care. There was not really anyone around, so I just took the alleys and stuff and like kind of stayed out of sight on my way home. When I got home, you know, my mom was just passed out on the couch, so I left the money for her to like get food and pay the bills. I just left a note for her, and I've just been like laying low and trying to stay like unseen up until now.
Did your mom mention the money to you or seem to notice it at all?
No, I mean like I haven't been seeing her that much around, so like she probably just assumes I got it from like babysitting or one of my like random jobs I managed to pick up.
So Keisha, everything is in shambles, you're out of a job, and money starts mysteriously pouring in. This must have raised some questions for you. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, sir, when that direct deposit hits, you know, I don't question it. Would you?
Hey, you got me there.
Okay, you've got to be kidding me. What kind of parent doesn't notice this? Your son is in high school, and suddenly his money starts pouring in. Where did you think it was coming from? Okay, don't give me any of that funny business, or
Okay.
I'm gonna start thinking you helped him.
Okay, just calm down. Calm down, calm down, calm down. You know, I was a little bit alarmed when I saw all this money coming in, right? But you know, I asked him about it, and he was just like, I was just picking up more shifts, babysitting, and you know, mowing lawns, the whole thing. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, I'm not questioning it. He's not at home very often. When he goes to school, he goes and works, does whatever, and then comes home. Like, you know, that's his own thing. So I really didn't question much about it, and we really did need the money. You know, we have a lot of bills to pay, and it's hard when I'm in the process of, you know, switching jobs. So it was just nice to have the money around, and I wasn't really going to question it. Would you guys? I mean,
Okay, I think that's all we need here, so
Yeah, I think you're finished. So your sentencing date will be in approximately 2 weeks. Until then, unless your mom can afford bail, you'll be in juvie.
We can't afford bail.
Looks like you're gonna have to sit in juvie for 2 weeks then. Maybe you'll learn your lesson. Come on.